Can the Wolves close the gap on the top six, or will the Giants pick up a second win of the campaign? We're about to get underway. George Flanagan, Huddersfield in their change strip, the primrose and blue of the Warrington Wolves. And we're all set for action.
Stay on!
Here we go then. Flanagan will get us underway. And the ball, it's not a bad kickoff, that well gathered on the far touchline. And here's Paul Vaughan, first contact of the day. The question is for Huddersfield, can they back up that performance last week that delivered everything, barring the last 60 seconds of win?
Yeah, it was a gut-wrenching defeat, wasn't it? I actually think that there'll have been some things that they would have looked at there. I think they went into safety mode a little bit too early, didn't they? 2 minutes left on the clock, and you got the slow play the balls. I actually think they lost that game. So can they go one step further? Can they take a scalp here?
Can Warrington will be hoping that's not the case. They're up already to the 40-metre line, the Wolves. And carrying it is Thewlis. That's Josh Thewlis. Tackle on halfway. Matt Duffy, one of the absentees for Warrington. Sneed, a high bomb, an early test for Gagai. Didn't get to it. And that's going to take a kind bounce here for Warrington. And that's turned out to be a real good result. Sneed's kick causing problems.
Yeah, real tight spiral on that ball. Move late, didn't it, for Gagai? And now the Wolves are getting to work in the first set of defence.
We saw it last time, didn't we? Moses and Bai with a kick that just stayed in the field of play, and it really allowed Saints to crank up defensively, and that's what Warrington are doing here. Flanagan gets it away. Here's Tane Milne up to the 20.
They're going to have to be consistent with this as well, I think, Warrington. You mentioned Matt Duffy's absence and Josh Thewlis in his place. We talked about Jack Wellesby last night, didn't we, and what Saints miss in the absence of him. So prolific is he in terms of try assists and tries as well. I think the same could be said for Matt Duffy. Thereabouts 40% of all Warrington's tries, Duffy has a hand in one way or another. So they've got to
offload. That was risky. That was very risky. And in the end, Wrench is wrapped up just short of halfway, but it's a win for Warrington. Already played two. They're over the halfway line. Crowther at dummy half today. Sam Powell onto the bench. Still no Danny Walker, another one of the big name absentees for Warrington. Both sides missing some key players, but both sides still look pretty strong. Warrington here will get it away to Sneed. Finds Vaughan. Vaughan looking to dent the defence. He's brought down by the evergreen Leroy Cudjoe. Ball now works its way to Sneed. Sneed short pass finds Williams. Short pass here. They're looking to work it on the outside. There's the new boy, Sam Stone. Controversial move for him. Midweek. Plays it, and here's Sneed under pressure, steps out of the pressure, still gets the kick away. Hewitt let it hit him, but it's going to be a knock-on, I think. He tried to just let it bounce off his chest. Sneed put under pressure and still comes up with a great kick.
Now, look, it's a second option for Sneed, but it was a wicked kick, wasn't it? It came at Hewitt at some speed and just kicked up right in front of him.
Well, it looks like they're going to challenge this, John. Sam Hewitt felt that he let it hit him. Let's find out from the video referee.
Nice camera corner. Tackle 5, Huddersfield are challenging the ruling, we knock on. Plays on the foot. Kick change to the left, are all onside, they've got both feet behind the ball. Just through into the catch. Something close in on that. Camera 5, is any better? Need that on the tee. Let's try this one. And that appears to hit the body on that. One of the front angles might give us something a bit more. There we go. That hits the body. And then they regain possession of the ball, and then the whistle is blown. So the challenge will be successful. It will be tackle 1, Huddersfield ball.
Well, fair play to Sam Hewitt there. His reactions were brilliant because the kick was blasted at him. He's won one for his trouble, but he did get his hands out of the way. John, that's a pretty impressive bit of skill from a back rower.
Yeah, it is. And look, and to roll the dice with a captain's challenge. 3 minutes gone, everybody's still fresh. You know, you probably would have backed yourself to see out that set in defence. And Sam Hewitt's having to leave the field here.
Yeah, I think he got maybe a knee. It was accidental. He went to ground so quickly. I think he just got a bang on the back of the head. He's having to leave the field, though. So the successful challenge could come at a cost here. Just see it. It's Fitzgibbon. And there's absolutely nothing in that. But hopefully Sam Hewitt will be okay. He's a key part of this Huddersfield pack. More problems for Luke Robinson. But look at that. They must be the league leaders. If only that related to 2 points on the field. Here now, Tane Mill. Well, it's a collision sport. Sometimes unfortunate collisions happen. All carried forward. That's Rushton who's on in the absence of Sam Hewitt. He'll get 15 minutes to pass the head injury assessment. Otherwise, he's gone for the game. Here's Cudjoe. Turns it back. Ball carried forward. Strongly. Good run there. Here's King against his former side. Looking to get involved. Last one, Frawley White. Second spell with the Giants. He's not going to get it. I don't think they realise this is the last one. Wolford's not read the script. Apologises. That is a really poor error from the Giants.
Yeah, you really can't afford that. I mean, this is a game, as it was yesterday, played in difficult conditions. It's greasy, there's been some rain, but it is really hot. The kicking game is of paramount importance. Territory, finishing off your sets, it magnifies the importance of that in these conditions. It really does. That's a mistake.
Frawley was waiting at first receiver, didn't get it. Here now is Vaughan, so early advantage for the Warrington Wolves. Well beaten at Leeds last week. Here's Curry, gets it to Williams, turns it back for Stone. He's wrapped up and turned away, 30 away. Some of the former Giants coach, Rick Stone. Ball now here to Ben Curry, finds Sneed, he's going to kick in behind. That was played at, hack forward, and offloaded back to Flanagan. A bit harum-scarum from the Giants, but they come up with the ball.
Well, she's managed to secure possession, haven't they? But they tried everything not to. An intervention by Tuilola here, but now they're finding it difficult once again. Warrington Wolves getting to work, driving back Jake Bibby.
Great defence there. Luke Yates, the former Giant, leading the charge. Up to the 20, but on tackle 3. Giants not able to get out, but that will help them. That will help them.
We got a shot of Sam Burgess, didn't we, a second ago, midway through the set, and then after such good work the play before, just too much. Hands in around the ruck. Clear penalty and an easy 20 yards. That'll not please the coach.
No, down at pitch side. Here come the Giants again, this time just short of the halfway line. There he is, sat in the dugout. Ball with Leroy Cudjoe. Good run from him. Roll back the years when Nathan Brown was roaring him up the sideline in that playoff win for the Giants here. That's a long time ago, but he's still going strong. Here now, the ball through hands. Frawley gets it away to Greenwood. First chance for the Giants. Zach Wolford in at dummy half. Signed that new deal. Here's King. Offers the dummy. Taken down. 20 out. Vaughan in there. Here now goes the new signing, Powell. He's within 10. Good carry from him. Last one then. What have the Giants got? Cudjoe, Lollahair and Flanagan come right. Here is Lollahair. Rolls a kick through. Great catch, Sneed. How on earth did he grasp that one?
Brilliant reactions from Mark Sneed. Catching the slips, dive into his right. Really well secured by the halfback.
It's Warrington's turn to do the tough stuff. Here's Connor Wrench. Great to see him back. Had such an injury hit career here at Warrington. He's clearly a talented centre.
Yeah, look, and there's a blueprint there for those players currently out. Aaron Lindop, Ollie Leyland, Matty Ashton, all struggling with long-term injuries. They can see there is a way back and a route back.
Yeah. Here is Curry, short pass to Williams, digs into the line. Frawley good defensively there, but Williams took some putting down, but they're going to have to kick now. Sneed, the go-to man. The rain has eased off here, but it's stifling conditions. Kick downfield will get away from Flanagan. That's a great kick. A really good kick to turn Flanagan around from there. And the Primrose and Blue will meet Flanagan inside the 20. That's a win for Mark Sneed and the Warrington Wolves.
The importance of the kicking game again. Someone like Mark Sneed brought to the club for exactly that. Turned a poor set into a decent set. Just looking on that right edge, George Williams, we know he's a runner of a ball, but he needs a foil on the outside of him. Sam Stone, a couple of times, he's got himself either too flat or in the wrong hole. Understandable, he's not been with the club that long, but he's going to have to learn on the fly here.
Yeah, he's only played twice all season for Salford. Controversial move. We heard the reaction of Paul Rowley to that move last week. Here is Lollahare's going for the 40-20. He's got it, but he's got too much of it. Too much of it. He tried to pick his spot, and the Giants, it's an unforced error. He's gone to back his skill, and his skill's let him down.
So in 4 sets in possession, they've turned it over midfield, not realising it's a 5th tackle, and then squirmed the kick out on the full, attempting a 40-20. I mean, this is just free possession and position for the Warrington Wolves that they've not had to work for.
No, Robinson will be furious. It was the right idea, and he clearly had King on the run, didn't he? If he'd probably had a little bit more room to work with than he thought there, Tui Lollahere. Can they defend the error then? Here come the Wolves. Crowther to Williams, short pass to Stone. Frawley again stands his ground. Crowther to Williams, finds Curry, such a key part of this Warrington attack. Moved into that loose forward role, and he's really taken to it with aplomb. Told to get on with the ball playing here. Here's Williams back for Yates. Yates brought down, a couple of tackles left, but the Wolves in key position here. Sneed, is he going to go wide? He is. Fitzgibbon has spilled it. It was on. That is a great tackle there from Gagai off the wing. May well have saved a try.
I'll tell you what, and he's covered up for Tane Milne's blushes as well. Spared his blushes because Jacob Gagai had to really shut down something that was caused by that movement. Jacob Gagai, where are you going? Why, I mean, trying to put pressure on George Williams from 15 metres away. And it's an easy out, and it took a really well-timed hit from Jacob Gagai to dislodge the ball from Lachlan Fitzgibbon. I agree with you. That was a try-scoring opportunity thwarted by that man.
Well, we saw, didn't we, that left edge last year and earlier this year. It's such a threat for Warrington. Fitzgibbon, when they can keep him on the field, such a key player.
Absolutely. They've scored 47 tries this season, Warrington. 31 of them, 2/3 of them have come in that area of the field. That is their go-to bread and butter attacking side.
And you can see why that may cause his nerves in the defensive line, but as you said, Tane Milne there, he's got to respect his teammates, hasn't he?
Putting everybody under pressure.
Well, they got away with it. And the Giants at the minute, feels like they are getting away with it a little bit. They've been a bit loose. They'll be thinking, well, look, we can only get better from this point. It's still 0-0. Here's Greenwood. That's a good shot forward from Greenwood. Here now is Cudjoe, gets it away to Lollahere. Now there's a bit of shape. Here's Milne. Milne goes back in field. Oh, big see you later to Sneed. Easy meters there for Tane Milne. Now Gagai will get it away. Lollahere under pressure, sends it high. Thewlis comes forward, collects it nicely. But a better end to the set from a Giants perspective.
Yeah, they managed to put it in a corner, haven't they? He was rushed into the kick too, but still managed to get some quality on it, and the Warrington Wolves again having to work out of a corner.
Crowther gets it away. All carried forward by the younger Thewlis, Jake. Back in the side. 6 tries in 6 first-team appearances for him, so he's quite accustomed to the role when he's been called upon. Crowther waits for a slow play of the ball. It is Josh. No way out for Warrington. Meters hard to come by for both sides at the moment. Sneed's kicking game has been good thus far. Arrows it down the middle, and again he's found the grass. They're hoping this is going to roll dead, but it's not. Look at that precision kick, and he's causing Flanagan all sorts of nightmares at the moment. He's just going to have to take the tackle here, and he will 12 off his own line.
Yeah, you watch him in warm-up, and he's just metronomic with it. Goal kicking goes through the same routine. Position on the field, must kick 20 or 30 of those, comes out before anybody else, and then replicates it in the game. It's brilliant.
He's like a golfer, isn't he? He knows his range, he knows what shot to hit for what range. It's an unbelievable skill. It's a well-practiced skill, and at the moment it's causing the Giants a lot of problems. Here is Halsall, carries forward. Just over the 30. Throws it to Wolford, short to King. King's at Vaughan, who didn't miss.
Heavy contact from
Last
Paul.
one. Here's Matt Frawley now. He'll kick downfield. Floats it, and Thewlis is there to catch it on the full. That's Jake. Heads off in field. Burst of pace and can't get past Greenwood. And it's another completed set, though. It really does feel a tight game at the moment.
Yeah, it's good carry, good return as well from Jake Thewlis. You mentioned him in the last set. Look, fans may not be buying shirts with his name on the back, but I tell you what, for someone like Sam Burgess, for a coach, those players who can come in and do a job like that, they're absolutely invaluable.
Now a penalty. Giants didn't retreat the full 10. And an opportunity here for Warrington.
It's those same issues rearing the head again. Just a lack of discipline in possession, lack of discipline in defence as well. And once again, they find themselves, they're going to be defending the red zone here from play one.
Yeah, that's a great touch finder. More problems for Luke Robinson. And the Giants, can they hang on here? Crowther. Sneed to Williams to Vaughan. Vaughan lays the line down, 20 out. Warrington looking to hit the front here. Here's Sneed. Sneed gets it away to Williams. Gap. Oh, interception. Lollahea. Now he's away. They're after him. Curry's after him. It's Lollahea. Curry's going to get back. He's got Gagai with him. Gives it to Gagai. Roderick Ty's not going to catch him. Lollahea's interception. Gagai goes the distance. And a Warrington attack leads to Giants points. And it's the Huddersfield Giants who lead on the back of Jacob Gagai's 5th of the season.
That's brilliant work from Tui Lollahea. Just got himself right in the passing lane, inside of Fitzgibbon, and took possession. And there's some really smart stuff as well in support from Jacob Gagai. He could see and anticipated which way Tui was going and made himself available, gave Tui Lollahea an outlet on the inside and scores his 5th try of the season. What a change in momentum, because the Giants have put themselves under all kinds of pressure. And it's that lead line, isn't it, that's just really well anticipated by Tui Lollahea. He covers the first 40 or 50, then he feels the heat from Ben Curry. Smart work from Gagai to just duck back on the inside, then has the pace to evade Roderick Ty, who covered from the other centre to open the score. An unlikely first score for the Huddersfield Giants, given what we've seen so far. See how he taps it up as well. That's a skill in itself. It's one getting in the way, it's another thing keeping the ball live. The tap comes from underneath, and Lollahea's away downfield. You know, I can't overstate how important that is as well from Jacob Gagai, just drifting in from the wing, providing the outlet, putting himself in position to open the scoring.
Now we understand that Sam Hewitt has failed his head injury assessment. So bad news for him and the Giants. Although Lollahea don't get a hand on that, John. Lachlan Fitzgibbon strolling in at the other end. That was boom or bust, and he came up with the goods. Yeah,
and they'd opened the field up in the first tackle, and then you saw Thewlis and Williams swing by to the open side just before they played the ball. It was absolute textbook Warrington Wolves, but Lollahea put himself in exactly the right place at exactly the right time.
Here's Flanagan then, looking to add the extras. Confident strike from the youngster, and Flanagan's on the board, and Huddersfield lead by 6.
Yeah, Jacob Gagai, close season recruit from the NRL. And it's a really familiar pattern, isn't it? Fitzgibbon, the intended pass recipient, Tui Lollahea having none of it, and then see Gagai just drifting the other side of your screen from left to right. A real scent for a try. And a good start for Luke Robinson.
Yeah.
Certainly on the scoreboard, if not.
But he'll be thinking, this could be a lot better than it has been, and yet they're still in front. Here now, the Giants. Greenwood got bent backwards there. Here now is Powell. Looks a decent recruit. Just his third Giants game. Here's Wolford, gets it away to Rushton, up to the 30. A couple of good carries there, get the Giants going forward. Wolford waits, Lollahea wants it. 6 points to 0 here, 17 on the clock. Giants leading, they kick downfield. Pulis collects and will bring it forward. He thought about the pass, but there's a wall of turquoise shirts in front of him, and the tackle is made. Okay, set on the back of points. Here's Roderick Ty.
There's a distinct lack of punch, isn't there, in the Warrington Wolves? Certainly these, I mean, we know the hard carries, these yardage carries, but they're not getting much change out the Giants at the moment.
No, both sides have struggled for real go forward. Curry plays it. He finds Sneed into the line to Williams. Williams trying to go through, gets away, can't get the pass away. Mill just held on long enough. Fitzgibbon finds Vaughan. Vaughan will have a wander forward, a foray into the 30. Last one, quick play of the ball. Here's Sneed, picks his spot, floats it high. He's looking for Jake Thewlis. Bibby underneath it, backpedals, catches it, and he takes the tackle, 2 off his own line. Can they now put the squeeze on Warrington defensively? Good run from the Giants, needed that as well. They keep finding a carry, don't they? There is Sam Burgess back up at his high vantage point. He's had enough down at pitch level. Fitzgibbon makes the tackle. Here's Leroy Cudjoe. He got his head through the tackle there. He was looking for an offload. He couldn't find one. Last one, Frawley will be the man. Crowther might be in a spot of trouble there. That's gone out on the full. That's gone out on the full, but was Frawley taken late by Crowther? There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on here. What do you make of that one, John Wells? Yeah,
well, it looked to me to be a well-timed tackle. I have to see a replay of this. Referee's called time off because there was a bit of afters.
I'm not saying there was any great malice in it, but it looked to me like...
Right, it's marginal. That's borderline. I mean, you show it in slow-mo. There you go. There's
angle. It's perfect, isn't it? But... Well, the kick went out on the full, so this is actually a big decision, isn't it?
Yeah, you look at it full speed again. I mean, we are talking milliseconds there. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
They're having a look at it upstairs.
Hey there, boys, captains. Yeah. Captain's over here. In my view, that's just late. He raps and takes the fall. In my view, he's had time to fall out there. Okay, what we don't need, it's going to be down there. What we don't need, however, is players running in, taking matters into their own hands. No more of that. Have a word now. Penalty only. Thanks, boys. You've got to pull out there.
Penalty only. Look, I think credit there to the official. In my opinion, it's a split second, John. I don't think there's any malice here. I think the biggest problem is, as you said, the players rushing in after the event.
No, I get that, but you know, James Villa said he could pull out there. No, he can't. There's no way. There's no way he can. He's going full speed at Matt Frawley, and we're talking a fifth of a second. Look, yeah, penalty by the rule, but yeah. Very little he could do there. But I'll tell you what, that's a kick. Wow.
It is. So they're going to start here inside the 30. Here's Tristan Powell. And the Giants going to get a chance to extend their lead. Frustration for Warrington. Here's Cudjoe. Another good kick. He's having some joy, isn't he, here, Cudjoe? Wolford. Wolford gets it away to Lollahea. He finds... Here's Flanagan. Flanagan gets it wide. Halsall to Bibby. Bibby's in! Second try for the Giants. They celebrate. But the boos ring round here to Halliwell Jones. The home fans not happy with a decision that they feel went against them. But Huddersfield weren't hanging around. They lead by 10.
Well, 3 significant incidents there, the last of which is the try and the build-up to it where Flanagan played a major part, but it all started the other end of the field, didn't it? Bibby with his 3rd of the season, and it's a significant one for Huddersfield. This is the penalty. that allowed Huddersfield to clear the lines, and boy, did they. Tuilola here put 40 metres with a kick to touch straight away into the red zone, and it's some nice play in the build-up. Flanagan in particular rides the tackle of Roderick Tai, keeps his balance really well, then finds an outlet to Halsall, who draws and passes. And Bibby still had some work to do there, didn't he? Nice little pirouette to score. And the Giants, double-digit lead away at the Warrington Wolves. Are we on for another upset here?
Maybe. Luke Robinson getting his message on. Look, sport's about fine margins. Everyone at home will have a different opinion on that penalty. The referee's given it. Warrington have got to defend it, and they didn't defend it. And Flanagan now looking to add a second successful conversion, this time from out wide. But worrying times for Warrington.
It's just the ease with which they collapse once they were defending their own line. I agree completely. Whatever your opinions are about, and we shared ours about whether that was a penalty or not, the response has got to be, you to click that, put that out of your mind, and you've got some defending to do. And they couldn't withstand one set of 6 with the backs to their own line, and that would be a concern.
Well, Tom Burgess is in the box. He won't be happy. Dan Flanagan had the extras then here. It's for a 12-point lead. Some pretty miserable-looking Warrington fans in the background there. Here is the kick, sends it towards the post. The fans are pretty quiet. That's generally a bad sign. And it is a great kick from Flanagan. Look, this boy has got talent. He had a hand in the try, and now he's added a big kick from the sideline.
Oh, he's nailed it from the touchline. I mean, if you're going up in 6s, that's really significant. Take another look at the try. Late break from Muller here. I love this. Under pressure from an up-and-in pressure defence. Able to ride it, and then Halsall to Bibby. Bibby with some nice footwork. 12-0, wow.
It is. Ball taken in by the Giants. This is a big test now for Warrington. We mentioned, obviously, they lost at Wembley a couple of weeks ago. We watched them last week at Leeds, where they were competitive for pretty much an hour and then fell away at the end. And you just wonder where they are mentally, this team at the moment. But Joe gets it away, taken forward by King, relishing his return to the Halliwell Jones. Here now is Lolohea. Little bit of footwork, but Vaughan's having none of that. Great tackle round the waist. Last one, Frawley. Pulis drops way back. Gives him time, catches it on the 20. He'll head in field, but it's another completed set, but they've given away a penalty. That will annoy Luke Robinson.
Tell you what, though, again, Jake Pulis, there's some real determination about his carries. He's almost forced the Giants there, forced the hand. It's a lazy attempted tackle, but really steps on the accelerator 5 or 6 metres out of contact.
What I've noticed about Jake Pulis, Johnny, he stands really deep for the kick. That means he allows him to run onto it. He's almost building up speed when he gets to the ball.
Yep.
Here's Sneed, Yates. I feel that Warrington could do with being the next team to score here.
Again, Williams and Pulis moving in tandem here.
Here is Williams, short pass Fitzgibbon. Such an attacking threat, Lachlan Fitzgibbon. He's only actually scored 1 try for Warrington, but he's had a hand in a great deal more. Here now, Vaughan. He's tackled by Cudjoe. Crowd awaits dummy half. Williams going to roll the kick over the top. How will it bounce? How will it... Oh, Flanagan didn't take any chances. I thought maybe could have allowed it one more bounce, but the youngster acted fast, and it's a goal line dropout.
Yeah, safety first, 12 points in front. Smart play from George Williams, middle of the tackle count, and bobs it into some space. The kick had to be accurate, didn't it, and really well weighted. If you're going to go that early, you've got to keep it in play. You've got to make the fullback play at it, and he does just that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Huddersfield here, we know that short dropouts are all the rage, but you just got to punch this downfield, haven't you? No, oh, blimey, they're going for it.
There you go. And they got it, and then lost it, and then lost it again. I think if Bibby picks that up, it's play on.
I just think with the start they've had, I mean, you know, they find themselves two converted tries in front, and really been pretty scratchy. Apart, you know, it was an intercept try and then a penalty that leapfrogged them downfield. You just punch that as far away from your goal line as you can. Instead, they put themselves under pressure here.
Yeah, Interesting. Luke Robinson will be relaying his views on that. Well, they've got 4 to the left of the scrum here, so the Giants are a man down if they can get a clean ball out of the back of this scrum, and they will get a good ball. Here's Sneed. Sneed, oh, he's got through the line, Sneed. He's going to score straight from the scrum. Mark Sneed, does he get it down? James Feller was there, and he's going to have a look at this, and he's saying that Mark Sneed has scored. Response from Warrington. Huddersfield switched off from the scrum. Let's find out if Sneed has scored.
A no tackle, but a try on field. We're just checking grounding. Sneed is in possession at this point. The ball. Camera on to confirm his arm stays on the ball. Arm is on the ball. And the point of the ball is grounded. Thank you, I made my decision.
Well, it's a try for Mark Sneed, but I just wonder if that was the play that they were running from the scrum.
I don't think it was, because I think the pass was a little bit too far out in front of Mark Sneed. It was rifled at him, and he had to accelerate to catch, and he thought, well, I've got this momentum, I may as well use it. I always think it's a brave move, you know, as a defensive side. You've got midfield scrum and they load one edge, and the defenders insist on defending space rather than numbers. They go back again to the attempted short dropout. Small decisions with big consequences in a game, and that's one of them. Take a look at this pass. I think he had to reach for that, and he's ended up benefiting him because he's gathered momentum, bit of footwork. Yeah, the pass, just he had to accelerate to catch that. He's gone on the outside of Tuilala here, and he's done really well to ground the ball. It's Crowther from the loose position.
The pass has caught Lola Hare out, hasn't it?
Caught everybody by surprise, I think, hasn't it? Yeah.
But you just see that goal line restart again. Sam Holsall could have caught that ball. They would have had the ball back. He dropped it.
I just don't think they go for it. I don't understand why you would go for it when you're in this position in the game.
Well, it's cost them 4 points. Is it about to cost them another 2? You'd probably pay good money to say it will. There's the Sneed angle. And Mark Sneed adds the extras. Now, one more kick for Mark Sneed will take him 6th above Danny Tickle on the all-time scorers list. There's his little boy bringing out the kicking tee. He says, well done, Dad, that was a good one. Yeah, young Maximus is out supporting his old man. It was a lovely story, wasn't it, about the kicking tee as well, being decorated by his kids. Bringing his family onto the pitch, literally this week, as opposed to figuratively most weeks. Huddersfield get it restarted, and again, you're just talking about these small decisions that you make, sometimes with very little thought about what comes next, and then that's just unravelled a little bit for the Giants, because they're in a good position. They were in a good position. Good goal for Warrington. Mark Sneed with a score.
Replaced by number 14, Ashton Golding, and number 15.
In fact, you could rewind that, because with Sneed getting the try, of course, he is now 6th on the list. He has gone above Danny Tickle, and I'll tell you what, he's not too far behind Pat Richards either, so he might be going up another spot in the next week or so. Mark Sneed. Here's Philbin.
Good first carry. That's a brilliant carry. Straight off the subs bench, Philbin gets him on the front foot to end the set.
Yeah, 200 Super League appearance for him. What a landmark day it is for a lot of players. Kick, oh, again, look at that. Oh, it just didn't have enough backspin on it. We're getting a bit of a masterclass from Mr. Sneed at the moment, but that one, even his magical powers couldn't kick it on and keep it in the field.
So a 7-tackle set for the Huddersfield Giants. The kick going dead, and that's an unusual sight from the boot of Mark Sneed. As we've said, he's normally pinpoint accurate with those kicks downfield.
Stifling day here. Thankfully, the thunder has held off. We were hearing about the possibility of lightning strikes earlier on, which thankfully hasn't resolved. Here now is English as the benches start to come on. We'll see over on the far side that Tom Burgess is ready. There he is, career appearance 350. Short pass here for Greenwood. Wrapped up. Wolford finds Flanagan trying to pose a question, but he's stopped in his tracks. Wolford will play it now. Frawley's going to send this one high. Josh Hewlis will collect it. Did well. Oh, did really well. But just lost his footing as he looked to try and maybe bring the ball back. But safety first from Hewlis. Warrington have it back, and all of a sudden this game just back in the balance again.
Yeah, well, really well taken by Hewlis. I think, look, you played the vast majority of his career on the wing. He's been asked to deputise for Matt Duffy, and it's the basics. If you're a teammate, you're going, do the basics for us first. Do them right. Secure the balls out the back and give us a chance to start our set.
From the line. Here's Sam Powell into the action. Finds Stone, who got a big shot off English, but rode it nicely. That's one. Sneed's going to be under pressure here. Has to go aerial. That should allow Flanagan to get underneath it. Collects it nicely. Just told Gagai to stay out of his way, the youngster. Offers the dummy. Bounces off Roderick Ty. Catalans lead today, 5:25 Sky Sports Plus. Salford Hull tomorrow, also on Sky Sports Plus. There's still plenty of Super League action to come. Don't forget the Bench podcast available every Monday as well with Jenna and John. Here goes Tane Mill. Tom Burgess into the action. His mum is here today. Oh, nice pass around the man there. Burgess on the end of it. Wolford, a trick play. Here's Frawley. Short pass, Greenwood almost through. Last one for the Giants. Got a bit of a roll on here. Wolford's running it. Runs it to Frawley. Frawley going for it. Needs to find an offload. Finds Wolford. Rolls the kick through. Not quite enough depth. Knocked on. Is that a penalty? It is. They were offside. Fitzgibbon had to pounce upon it. Well, they saw a bit of space there. Zach Wolford was alert to it.
Yeah, it's a nice offload late in the tackle, isn't it? If Wolford had just looked up. He had Flanagan looming up on his right-hand side. Instead, it's the knock-on from Williams, and then you've got Lachlan Fitzgibbon, who's sat in front of him, and the decision is to go for the 2 points.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. And it will make it a 2-score lead again. Robinson looking on. It's been interesting what the response has been in camp to that loss last week to Wigan, because they did everything but win. But when you've not been winning, there's got to be a great deal of pride in the performance that they put on last week. And I guess that's one of them games when you're winning, John, they would have won last week, wouldn't they? But they didn't quite see it out, did
I just think they've not found themselves in that position often enough, have they? And I go back to what I said at the start of the broadcast. I think Huddersfield should have won that game last week. I think there was 2 minutes on the clock. They got a kick downfield and they went into slow play the ball mode. I was watching it at the time going, it's too early for that, because you're going to end up with a poor kick, exactly what happened, and you're inviting one of the best attacking teams in Super League to have a free roll of the dice with a minute to go. There's lessons in there, and you would hope they would learn from that.
Well, he's just nailed one from the sideline. George Flanagan. This should be rather more straightforward. He's 2 of 2. Now he's 3 from 3, and it is 14 points to 6. Near silence around the Halliwell Jones as Flanagan trots back for the restart.
So another foray into the Warrington Wolves red zone, and they've come back with points again. They haven't been particularly clinical, the Huddersfield Giants, but then they haven't had to be, because they've been offered up field position, territory and possession too easily by the Warrington Wolves.
Here is English, drives it forward. No, Ollie Wilson this week for the Giants. He's got an ongoing back problem that's kept him out. Here's Burgess, the eye-catching recruit, no doubt about that, in the off-season for the Giants. Wolford finds Ashton Golding, who gets it forward, but he's going to be pushed back. He's tackled on the 20. So the Warrington defensive effort has started off well. Here's Rushton, rangy back rower, good carry from him. Valuable meters. Wallahea skips across, finds Frawley. He gets it to Flanagan. Trouble here Flanagan, good sliding defence from Williams, had to make that tackle and did. Last one for the Giants. Frawley, oh, hang on, he's gone to Lollahea, and he will just send it high. Thewlis comes forward, did well. Ball just moved a little bit on him, but he had the perfect technique to grasp it in.
Yeah, good late adjustment from Thewlis. The ball goes across the front of his brother into Toby King. It's been a quiet afternoon, hasn't it, so far for the centres on both sides. I always think someone with the size of Toby King or a Tane Milne is that you ought to be making 19-20 carries a game, particularly in these conditions.
He's operating on the wing, isn't he, King, now, with Wrench in the centre. Has had a lot of injury problems. You do wonder how fit is he. Well, he might get a run here because Williams is breaking forward. And Williams going for the gap. Tackled by Milne. Can't get him over the sideline, but George Williams just starting to find his form again here. Ball to Lachlan Fitzgibbon, who has stood still, so he's got no go forward, but he does find a way through one tackle, and in the end he's done well there. Last one. So Sneed the target as the sun comes out again here. Sneed, little kick step, can't get it away. Great work, Zach Wolford. Brilliant work from the hooker.
Yeah, really committed defensive effort from the man who's just pouched a new 2-year deal. Great pressure. And he's even managed to ride the step and wrap up the attempted evasion from Mark Sneed.
Yeah, looked like he was going to find an offload. And Curry's gone from the field. Max Wood into the action, one of the young guns for the Warrington Wolves. Good carry there, straight up the guts from Halsall. So the Giants start over halfway here, and they've got a good batch of tackles left. Here's Ashton Golding. Oh, bumps off Sneed, just cannonballs him out of the way.
There's another one of those players. We talked about Jake Thewlis being really valuable to a coach.
Well, here's Lollahea, finds Flanagan, moves it to Tane Milne. Milne well tackled by Williams. Ball now works its way back into the hands of Lollahea. Here now is Burgess, just aims up at the posts. Still going, finds his front, last one. Wolford waits, Lollahea's going left. That's where they're going now with Frawley. Finds Lollahea, fires it wide to Halsall. Back for Flanagan, puts the brakes on great feet, goes back to Lollahea. Wide, kick down the sideline. I think it's been batted out. I'm not sure whether they went in a touch first, but Bibby, it is actually got the kick away. I think this is going to be a goal line dropout. Like a ballerina there, Bibby.
He's danced and flirted with the touchline. Halsall back on the inside to Flanagan. Again, great feet, creates another outlet, another opportunity. And it's just dribbled on the feet and then knocked dead by Thewlis. Again, safety first from the standing fullback. But pressure applied here by Huddersfield.
Are they going short? Are they?
Well, this is where you probably would, wouldn't you? Been under a bit of pressure. Try and snap that pressure. Nope, they're going. What do we know?
One bounce collected. They might just be thinking if they can get through to half-time at 8, they'd take that. Also be thinking if they can hold out here, they might get up the other end and reduce the arrears. Here is English. Oh, it's a willing runner. Bit of a veteran now, isn't he? 9th season, an academy graduate at the Huddersfield Giants. Wolford finds Lollahea, short pass to Burgess. Burgess is attracting some attention, isn't he? Sucking in defenders. They've got numbers either way. They're coming here now, short to English. English, oh, he just couldn't wrestle his way through. Philbin was all over him. Ball now with Wolford. Not the best pass. Frawley just going to have to take the tackle. Nowhere to go there. Last one here. Lollahea floats the kick. Not great depth. Gagai will catch it, finds Tane Milne. Milne puts the kick in. Can they compete for it? It's batted dead. And I think that's going to be another goal line dropout. Well, Lollahea, the pressure on Thewlis meant he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, 2 full sets now as well for the Huddersfield Giants. This is better from them. They're asking questions at the ends of sets. Nice quick hands from Jacob Gagai, keeps the ball alive, and then a speculative kick from Tane Milne forces Josh Thewlis into another bit of rearguard defence. So a 3rd successive set. The Warrington Wolves are going to have to defend, and once again Sneed gets it as far away from his own in goal. That's a great dropout.
It is. Well caught by Matt Frawley, who then gives it to Burgess and says, here, you can do the hard bit, you take it back. He will do, and he gets up to the 40. So Warrington, I think, will take that. 2.5 to go to the break, but it's the Giants who lead. Here's English again. Powell lined him up, makes the tackle. This is massive for Huddersfield. Can they breach the line again? Rushton runs at Sneed. Tackle made 20 out. Wolford, who's been, oh, that was a scruffy play of the ball. And Rushton lets the pressure valve off. That was a big moment for Huddersfield, and Warrington has survived it.
Yeah, a pin in a balloon for Huddersfield. All that territory, all that possession, and just again, a lapse of concentration in the act of playing the ball. And the Warrington Wolves, well, they earn a reprieve, or they're given a reprieve by the Huddersfield Giants.
Yeah, the Giants have not been known for... Was that a knock on it? A little bit of a fumble there. They're not known for their second half performances. As shown last week, they managed to lose a lead that they'd held for pretty much the whole game. Now can Warrington, having just defended so well, hit the Giants with a sucker punch just before the break? Here's Williams, short to Fitzgibbon. Here's Williams now asking questions, centre of the field, looking for runners, finds Wood, wrapped up by Greenwood. Couple of tackles left in the set. Plenty of time for Warrington on the clock. Here they go now with Williams, gets it away, finds Wrench, bumps off the challenge of Gagai. Wrench footwork gets him away, still going. Milne eventually smothers into the ground. Last one here. Milne got to get out of the way, can't infringe on the last. Williams floats the kick towards the post. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Ball on the ground. Aston Golding is in the right spot at the right time. Now, how did that ball reach him? It's going to be a goal line dropout. Mark Steele is protesting, but it is going to be a dropout. And the Giants here just looking to run this clock down. There'll be no short restart here, that is for sure.
No, they'll be taking the time. They have a shot clock to work with. There's still 10 seconds left on that shot clock, so it looks like they may have to restart play. Oh, there's a captain's challenge coming in.
Yeah, let's have a listen then. Oh, Huddersfield are challenging it.
Attack 4 from a kick. Huddersfield are challenging the ruling of goal line dropout. On the foot. All Warrington chasers to the right or onside. So close in now on this. That misses Frawley. That appears to come off Roderick Tye. Let's just confirm that it does. Anything else on that that shows us any clearer if it comes off Tye or not?
Having a look.
Yes.
No. I'll explain later.
So that ball comes off Roderick Tye. We've established it does touch Roderick Tye. I'm just trying to establish perspective on direction. Camera 1 might give us our best perspective on direction. From where it's touched, and it's pulled forward in the in-goal area from Roderick Tye. It's going to be a knock-on in-goal. So the challenge from Huddersfield is successful. It will be a 20-metre restart as it's pulled forward in goal by Roderick Tye.
Well, there you go. John and I were wondering with 12 seconds left why you'd risk a challenge, but for the second time in this game, John Wells, they've got it bang on the money.
Well, it's a moot point, isn't it? Because the challenge has been successful, but with 12 seconds on the clock, just take your medicine, take the dropout, punch it as far away from the Warrington Wolves from your own try line, and just make one tackle. The risk and roll the dice there with this one and only captain's challenge.
Now they've got a penalty here. Muta goes in the background. What will they do here?
Do you want to make an official complaint? Do you want to make an official complaint? Or it's up to you.
Well,
Would you like to make an official complaint? Time off.
Well, here, this is an interesting moment in this game here. There's been an accusation made of gouging from Warrington.
In a second.
So this is going upstairs to the video referee.
Jordan, please. George. Captain, please. Captain. Yeah. Jordan, mate. Make sure he wants to go on the fit. Just stay back there, Huddersfield. Stay back. It will be your penalty back there. Stay back there. Okay.
All right.
So just the captain here. Yeah, he's coming. So the allegation is a potential eye gouge in that tackle there by the player in possession, Tarnau Mill. Okay, it's on Jordan Crowther, and I'm just looking at the eyes here. I can see a bit of some left, bit of colour in that left eye. This is going to go and report, and the player will resume the penalty for holding down.
Well, there was no evidence that could back up Jordan Crowther's claim, but he was incensed when he got up from that. There may well be more to come from that. Milne shakes his head, he's having none of it. Huddersfield have got a penalty, the hooter has gone, so they will get a chance here, but it'll be interesting how they opt to play out these last few seconds. But a controversial end to the first.
Yeah, so it's not something as a professional. It's not something you kind of make an allegation like that arbitrarily. You know, an eye gouging is a serious accusation. So, well, that's one for the match review panel to take a look at. Start of next week.
Right, one tackle. What do they? Oh, after all that, they're going to run it into touch. Well, there we go. A few boos of discontent. I think Warrington fans feel they've been on the wrong end of a couple of calls, but what they have been on the wrong end of is some pretty good Giants play. Tries for Jacob Gagai and Jake Bibby had them 12 to the good. Mark Snead crashed over to become the 6th highest all-time Super League point scorer. Well, we've got a cracking game in the Super League here as well. The Huddersfield Giants looking for just a second win of the Super League season. They lead by 14 points to 6. George Flanagan 3 from 3 from the kicking tee, and the Warrington Wolves with plenty to do second half.
Yeah, I've been going through the year stats in the half-time break. Statistically, the Warrington Wolves are a better second half team in terms of points scored versus points conceded. But nothing I've seen in this first 40 minutes inspires me with any kind of confidence that they're actually going to go on and keep with those stats, because I think it's been another subpar performance to date from the Wolves.
Huddersfield are not the best second half team this year, that is fair to say, but they have a healthy lead. Had a healthy lead late on last week against Wigan, but couldn't hang on. Is today the day? Snead's left boot will get us underway. The forecast rain has held off. It's steamy hot here at the Halliwell Jones, and there is Tom Burgess. We saw his mum Julie on the pitch at half-time. Good to see her here taking in a Super League game. And the Giants bringing forward. Mixed emotions, of course. Mum Burgess with
oh, that's one way. The other way of looking at it, she can't lose, can she? So
she can't win. Oh well, we'll leave it at that. There'll be plenty of parents feeling that way, won't there, with the Kings as well. One on each side.
Hold. Okay, well done, boys.
Here now comes Lola Haya. Gets it away to English. English drives forward. Really interesting, he pulled up that meter stat at half-time. I was surprised just how big the gap was. Kick downfield should be caught by Jake Thewlis. He'll head off infield, but again, a perfectly presented wall of turquoise in front of him, and they push Thewlis back. St. Paul in at dummy half. Get it away here, finds Toby King.
good carry. Yeah, good carry. Look what it generates off the back of that now. Another crash ball from Philbin.
That's probably where Huddersfield have been the better, isn't it, in terms of breaking tackles. Pass out wide here, now is Stone. Fires it wide for Jake Thewlis. He cuts in field, can't get it away, but better from Warrington. Really good start to the second half here. They're going to play it now. Here's Snead. Launches the kick across. It's a flat kick. It's caught on the full by Ruston. He's off and racing. Can't get past Josh Thewlis, but he read that there. Like a centre-half coming to head it clear. Saw it all the way, and he backed his skill. Brilliant from Harry Rushton.
Yeah, really well anticipated. It's a really flat kick, wasn't it? Uncharacteristic from Mark Snead. Well wrapped up by Josh Thewlis. Don't forget the work from fullback from that man. But look, just an early example there that just one carry can really spark a set. It was Toby King, and off the back of that, Joe Philbin, and the Warrington Wolves finish or would have finished the set in a really good position, but for an errant kick again from Sneed.
Yeah, play the ball though. Here's Wolford, here's Burgess. They're on a roll again, the Giants inside the 30. Last one. Frawley wants it. He's at first receiver. He'll get it now. He's got Flanagan looping outside him. They might run it here. Flanagan gets it away to Greenwood. Greenwood puts his head through the line. Can he get an offload away? He can't. Sneed did well, clung onto the ball, and they'll turn it over 10 out from the line.
Yeah, it's another decent set. Maybe not the end they wanted, but I think as soon as Frawley decided that he was running that, he was under pressure, wasn't he? You kind of commit to one course of action.
Bit tight, tackled. Here now goes Connor Wrench. Good carry again from the outside backs. Oh, one-handed pickup finds Crowther, who's gone into the forwards. We're being relieved of that dummy half duty. Hall finds Sneed. Sneed out the back finds Williams. Short pass, Fitzgibbon tried to bump off and he had support but couldn't find a pass. Here's Williams, who's just going to arrow the kick across field in behind Bibby and splits the two, but is it going to roll one bounce too many? It is.
It never kicked up, did it, for George Williams? He was good. He hits Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon had been doing that for Newcastle Knights for years. Just they don't look fancy, do they? Those lead lines, but he comes out as the dominant half of that tackle, and then it gives such time for the kicker at the end of the set. It's just unfortunate it didn't kick up from Williams' perspective and the Wolves' perspective.
Bibby carries forward. 5 short of the 40. Here's Golding now. Turning out the hard yards. Another 10 to the Giants' tally. Here now goes English. He's inside Warrington territory. Bumped off one. Tackle made eventually. Here now is Wolford. He's got the dummy runner. Gets it to Frawley. Finds Lollahea. Turns it back for Rushton. Rushton hands off one. Going to be tackled 30 out. Centre field options here for the Giants. So we've got a couple of tackles left. Golding finds Burgess. Burgess carries. They're making easy meters here, the Giants. What can they do end of the set? Frawley again. No, it's going to Lollahea. Lollahea dribbles a kick through the line. Oh, beautifully picked up, and then he's lost it. Thewlis lost it, and I think there's going to be a couple of knock-ons. He was so brave. It looked like he'd got it, but when he hit collision, the ball came out.
Yeah, he got himself in the right position initially, and it was a really cute pickup, wasn't it? It's a nice dribble through from Lollahea off the right boot. Well picked up by Thewlis, but then just lost in collision with Tane Milne. So double knock on. This will be Huddersfield ball. I'll tell you what, I'll try here and really, I mean, it's not very loud in here anyway, but it absolutely silenced this crowd.
Well, I think it puts the pressure firmly on the Warrington Wolves, doesn't it, if they score again here. They've moved 4 across to the left, but Warrington have matched them up with 4 of their own. There might be a decoy play here. Wolford finds Lollahea. Lollahea gets it wide for Tane Milne. He's going to score straight from the scrum. They put 4 to the left, but they went to the right. And Tane Milne has got his first try for the Huddersfield Giants. It could be a hammer blow for the Wolves.
And that's the flip side of that argument, isn't it? When you defend numbers instead of defending space. Lollahea provided the extra man. He burst open from the scrum. The Warrington Wolves committed 4 defenders, marked man on man, and then into space. It all came from this initial decent pickup from Thewlis, knocked free by the eventual try scorer in Tane Milne, and then direct from the scrum. Lollahea peels off and provides the first receiver outlet for Wolford, and then it's just a simple step back on the inside. Mark Sneed has really had to get on his bike there. You could see him in the corner of his shot racing across. Milne's anticipated that. You can't break and square those hips up as a defender if you're really going at full pace to try and shut something down. We teed it up, didn't we, Mark? We said if there's a try score here, it'll silence the crowd. We'll tick in that box. I can hear a pin drop. And secondly, as you rightly said, it puts enormous pressure on the home team now.
Yeah. We pointed out that pass that set up Mark Sneed from the scrum in the first half. The quality of the ball got Lollahea on the outside of that covering man, and they had the 3-on-2 and over-covering, if you like, and Milne crashes over. Now this becomes a big kick, because this, for a 14-point lead. Flanagan He's been pretty much perfect so far. Second half. This to further extend the Giants' lead. Strikes it towards the post. It goes through again. 4 from 4 for the youngster Flanagan. But it's a 14-point lead now and trouble for the Warrington Wolves.
Yeah, really pleasing passage of play for Luke Robinson. They put Zach Wolford, the hooker, the ball distributor to the base of the scrum. And then Tane Milne just cuts back against the grain. Just neat piece of footwork and evades the despairing tackle, attempted tackle from Mark Sneyd. Well, they're in the box seat now.
Yeah. It'll be interesting now how they approach this. Do they go for the kill, or do they go a little bit negative? Well, chances are they're going to go for the kill.
They've got to keep playing. I think they learned that lesson last week.
Here's Wolford. He's such a key player in this team. They missed him, didn't they, for a chunk of the season. Gets them on a go forward. Here's Frawley, just floats the kick in behind, asking Josh Hewlis to bring it off his own line. Frawley leads the charge but doesn't get his man. Hewlis skips past him, skips up to the 20. Great play from Hewlis.
Guy needed to be as well, because that was looking like a 100-metre set after points. Hewlis has really kick-started this set. King, Carey, again dominant. Great work by the standing fullback and the centre in the first 2 plays.
Here's Wrench. And what a difference that run from Hewlis has made. Now tackle 3, they're just short of the halfway line. Here's Sneyd, gets it away to Philbin. Philbin looking to work his way towards halfway. Powell in at dummy half. The sun beating down here. Crowther finds Sneyd, gets it away to Hewlis. Hewlis had the man on the outside, but the pass goes to ground, and maybe it was just delayed a fraction too long. Flanagan plays, gets it away to Gagai, ducks under 1 tackle. Thought about the offload, he's tackled on the 40, and Huddersfield have it back.
Yeah, just overplayed a little bit there by Hewlis. He got the hands free, didn't he? Half rode the tackle. Just forced the pass, and once again a turnover in possession. This was the half break. The hand was free. Conor Wrench had just overrun it, if anything.
Yeah. And the Giants over the halfway line. Here's Burgess. He's made an impact, hasn't he? He's making meters with every carry. He's pushing defenders back. Takes some put into the ground. Here now is Frawley. He invites Golding to run onto it. He's up to the 30. Giants now looking really to turn the screw on the Warrington Wolves. English carries. 20 out. Last one. Wolford finds Frawley. Frawley's going to send the kick out wide, looking for Bibby. Hewlis off the ground and gets to the ground all in one motion. But look where they've turned it over, the Giants.
Yeah, done really well to get down there, hasn't he? Avoid getting pushed back in goal, but you're right. I mean, they're trapped in that pocket in the corner of the ground.
Here's King again. Need to get him on the ball more. He's making things happen, and he does make things happen. There's a break here, and Golding makes a much-needed tackle. 35 out from the Warrington line.
Yeah, you see, we're always going to need this. You're going to need your outside backs to get in. On such a day, the forwards are doing plenty of the grunt work in the middle.
Well, here they go wide with Fitzgibbon. Past Lollahay. They're starting to play hot, Warrington. They're chancing their arm. They need 3 scores to get back. They got a set restart. Williams gets it away. Chance up the middle there for the youngster Luke Thomas. He's tackled 30 out, but it's a fresh set for Warrington. This game is not done yet. Warrington flick it away again. Here's Hewlis now. Hewlis, it's just all of a sudden gone a million miles an hour from Warrington. Can they maintain it here? Ball with Sneyd. Moves it wide here to Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon into contact. Good tackle, Milne. Had numbers momentarily there. Warrington. Sneyd. Gets it away now. Here is Curry. Wrapped up, can't find an offload. 2 left in the set. Which way do they go? Powell is going short to Vaughan. Good one-on-one hit, but Vaughan puts his legs. He's a metre away. Last one. Big moments in the tie here. Oh, they've got a set restart. A coach killer. Set restart there. Oh, Snead's dropped it. He's dropped it on the first tackle. It was an awful pass from dummy half. But if anything sums up Warrington at the moment, that play was it.
Well, Sam Powell was claiming that there was a hand in there illegally from the ruck, which meant the pass was so poor, but don't think they're going to challenge it.
Well, it wasn't a nice pass to have to take, was it? But on the first tackle.
Yeah, the set restart came, and Paul Vaughan was actually claiming there's probably shades of a professional foul there.
Scrumsy, boys.
Well, Sam Powell was looking. Sam Powell was saying there was an arm reaching round there at the point of the play, the ball. So it's just again, laying on for so long. Paul Vaughan's claiming the referee here. There should be somebody sent to the bin.
Well,
then it's an arm from Flanagan that disrupts the pass.
Was a coach killer for Luke Robinson, and then Sam Burgess got one as well. 6 again, and then a knock on the first tackle. Well, the best pass for English to deal with there, but he dealt with it well. Well, 13 gone second half, and so far so good for the Giants. Ashton Golding finds Lolohea, finds Flanagan, moves it to Tane Milne. Milne runs at Snead, gets change out of Snead, rumbling forward up towards halfway, wants to play it quickly. He could have got a set restart himself there. He's a little bit unfortunate. The big centre. Here's Leroy Cudjoe over the halfway line. Look, you wouldn't rule out if Warrington scored next and gone on to win the game, but if Huddersfield scored next, anything could happen here. High kick, backpedaling is Thewlis. Gonna let it bounce, and that could have been dangerous. It could have been dangerous. They've got very fortunate there.
Yeah, no one committed to that, did they? Josh Shoulders didn't want a bar of it. Toby King looked at him and said, well, you're the fullback. They've come out on top, haven't they? The ball evaded everybody. It was a steepler from Tuilola here. No one wanted a piece of that, did they? The bounce was kind to the home side. We talk about the Warrington Wolves scoring to try and going on to win it. Where would you see the points coming from? George Williams had a couple of forays in the first half down that left-hand side, but
they look like they've got a break in them, though, don't they? That's what I think they're more likely to score from this kind of range, and maybe closer to the line. But time will tell. The Giants looking for a second win of the season. They went agonisingly close last week. Tackle made. Will be the fourth of the set. Powell waits. Goes to Curry. Curry takes it up the middle. He's wrapped up. A one-man foray, not enough for the Wolves here. Ball taken by Williams. He's going to put the kick out wide. King's underneath it. Will catch it. Gets it away. It's caught by Milne. And the Giants get it back. Ashton Golding's down on the 10-metre line. He looks in a world of trouble at the minute.
Yeah, well covered by Tane Milne to extinguish that threat from George Williams. And you're right, Golding is struggling to get back to his feet here.
He literally can't stand up. He can't get up. I think the referee might need just to hold play here because he's rather in the way a little bit. But Warrington are muscling up defensively here. It might have been a bit of friendly fire, we understand, for Ashton Golding. Looks like Matty English might have fallen on him in the tackle.
Sizable frame of Matty English. Yeah, it's his head trapped in there and he's having his neck seen to. I don't think he'll be able to continue here.
No, I think he could be struggling. Last one, here's Frawley. Kicks downfield, trying to get in behind Thewlis. Oh, he's caught it nicely. He'll have been in two minds. Is this going out on the full or do I need to catch it? He caught it and he's tackled 20 out from his own line.
Yeah, great awareness there, great spatial awareness. Knew where the touchline was, and now the referee has blown time off because there's an extended period of treatment here for Ashton Golding.
Yeah, he's going through the necessary checks here. He looked quite innocuous, but those are often, as we know, the ones that cause the most problem. He is kneeling up, so fingers crossed he's okay, but the stoppage in play and a plethora of water boys and water carriers come on. It is roasting here. Really tough conditions for the players. But at the moment, it is the Giants who lead 20 points to 6. What would your message be then if you're Sam Burgess now for the Warrington Wolves?
Oh, I don't know where to start. I mean,
well, start with some easy ones.
you've got, well, I'll tell you what I did notice in the last couple of sets. They've split the halves, so Sneed and Williams have been sitting on other sides. They're not connecting together. I think you've got to go back to basics. Open the field up and then combine with your two most potent attacking weapons. You want Sneed at first receiver, Williams at second receiver, and get Thewlis out the back. And they haven't done that in the last couple of sets. It's far too easily picked off by the Huddersfield Giants defence, and Ashton Golding is leaving the field. It maybe pinched a nerve or something in his neck there. He's moving well, but they can often trigger a whole host of different bits and pieces, pins and needles and all sorts of comfortable position to be in.
Yeah, he's another one I think that's been suffering with a back injury through parts of this season, and that might have just flared that up, so fingers crossed he'll be okay, but he goes off the field. King back into the action.
Well, sets start with the outside backs. They've shown the way. They've provided the blueprint for themselves. Toby King, first carry. He's actually found George Williams here.
Yeah, and Mill went hunting and eventually gets his man. They wanted a flop there from King. Not going to get one. Williams is not happy about that. Here's Connor Wrench. He's well wrapped up this time by the Giants.
He's got good footwork, hasn't he, just before he makes contact, Connor Wrench.
He's a player. Great to see him fitting well. Here's Sneed. Gets it away out the back to Roderick Ty. Ty cutting forward. Halsall and Frawley do their tackling. Here now is Stone. Gets it to Sneed. Finds Curry. They've got bodies in motion. Lollahea this time out of the line. Got to Williams, but didn't stop him. Gets it away to Thomas. Making just his 8th senior appearance here for the Giants. His first Super League appearance of the season. Ball now here with Sneed. Stands it up. Only Jake Thewlis after it. Bibby's up. Bibby gets it. Bibby gets clattered. 10 off his own line.
Not a bad decision by the Warrington Wolves. Uncontested kick, but hammered him as soon as his feet landed on the floor. So these are tough carries now for the Huddersfield Giants.
Yeah. Well, here's King. 96 appearances in a Warrington shirt for him. What a day for him. His 250th career appearance and his 200th Super League appearance.
He might be making it a double celebration if the scoreline continues to read in favour of the Giants. Here they are again.
Flanagan, dummies go straight through Flanagan. They're appealing for obstruction. Flanagan stands on the fullback. He's got support. He's not used it. He's still going. Flanagan gets the ball away. Juggled and collected. Lollahea. Will it stand? Was there an obstruction? James Vella's going to hand this up because Warrington were protesting on halfway. Flanagan dummied, but on the field, James Vella thinks this is a try.
Tackle 1, try on field. We're reviewing a potential obstruction. Goes through the line as a lead runner. At what point is he go to camera 5? He initially goes through as a lead runner. He's then in front of the ball. And at the point there is any contact, let's just have a look at this. He's in front of the ball, and it prevents Paul Vaughan. It's a screen, and it prevents Paul Vaughan from tackling George Flanagan. This will be no try, it will be an obstruction, as the defence is materially disadvantaged by Rushton being ahead of the ball and preventing Vaughan making the tackle. Made my decision.
So this try is going to be chalked on. My only query about that, John, as Flanagan going past the man, is he then not support man? I'm asking the question. It's a penalty. It looked, in real time, it looked a problem, didn't it? The way they went through.
And the way that Paul Vaughan milked it as well, and let everybody know that it was an obstruction. Luke Robinson doesn't agree.
I wonder, and the question I have is, Flanagan has run past the man who is deemed offside, so he's then a support play. He doesn't have to get out of Vaughan's way, does he?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think sometimes these are really difficult ones to unpack, aren't they? Particularly when, as you said, the lead runner then becomes a support player. But that's been a huge swing potentially in momentum, because that would have been the game. That would have been the game done. And the Warrington Wolves now find themselves with 20 minutes to go in prime position here.
They do. Is it a 12-point swing on the way? Luke Robinson wasn't happy. I can understand his frustration. Warrington maybe needed a little bit of luck, and they might just have had it. Another set here for the Warrington Wolves. Could have been all over, but Powell, thought he got there, but he couldn't. Last-ditch Wolford tackle. Giants have got to do a big 60 seconds defending here. Ball to Sneed. Sneed gets it to Williams. Ball on out wide. Here's Sulis out wide to King. Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. And the Giants survive.
Brilliant piece of defensive work from Jacob Gagai. I told you, Warrington Wolves needed to link up with Sneed and Williams. They found some space. They put Toby King on the outside, but it's a great tackle, great piece of defensive work from Jacob Gagai, regardless of whether Toby King caught this cleanly or not.
Tackle 2, got no try on field. Checking touch
it looked to
around
me
it.
like King had dropped it.
And is he still in possession? And his foot touches the touchline. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, it was a big test for the Giants, but the Giants have come up with a defensive stand, and it is no try.
He's done some really good pieces of neat work, neat play, both sides of the ball as Jacob Gagai. Came across as a fullback, now playing on the wing, and that was a really timely intervention.
Well, next ball back with the Huddersfield Giants.
See how they got on the outside. It was the pass from Hewlett that gave Toby King the chance, but brilliant cover tackle from Gagai.
Well, they're 3/4 of the way through it, Huddersfield. They succumbed late on last week.
Noticeably as well, Warrington Wolves have just made their final substitution. 8 of 8 now, and there's still a quarter of this game to go.
Short of the 40. Here's King rumbling up the middle. Wolford been outstanding today. Finds Frawley. Frawley sends it high. Hewlett will collect it on the full. Chase not quite as vigorous, but it remains a flat line and makes a tackle.
There's a couple of times this afternoon where Frawley, I think he's pulled his kicks a little bit. He's taken some of the heat off them. You feel like there's another 10 or 20 metres he could have punched out. A couple in the first half. He's placed them well, but had the opportunity to turn Hewlett around there.
Certainly did. Well, there's been a lot of reaction to that no try already. For that obstruction call. Here's Williams, finds Sulis. Sulis flicks it away. It wasn't a good pass, but Ty might get on with it. That's play on. He kicked ahead, he wanted a 6 again. He's not quite going to get that lucky, but he held on to possession. He's done well there, Roderick Ty. Here's Williams. Williams gets it away. Here's Vaughan, offers the dummy. Goes up the middle, can't find a pass, last one. Powell waits at dummy half. Gets the ball away now. Sneed looks to run it to Williams. Williams goes to ground, dumps it back for Sneed. Needs to find a play. Lines up a kick for Ty. Bibby backpedaling. What a catch. What a catch from Bibby.
AFL style, arms outstretched, nailed the catch.
Jake Bibby with the catch. Here now is Leroy Cudjoe.
And now, Ben, all the way, Luke.
Flanagan. Gagai.
Hands out. Left. Marcus square. Hold.
Here's Tristan Powell back into the action.
Release.
Last one, but they're only 20 off their own line. Here now is Lolohea, looking long, trying to get behind King, whose arms wouldn't reach out. If this goes in a touch, it's a 40-20. What a kick. Lolohea, that's a 20-20. What a kick.
Monster boot from Tui Lolohea. You talk about moments. They've had some that haven't gone their way. They've shot themselves in the foot. Well, I'll tell you what, look at that. I mean, he's on the 20-metre line there. And it's just unlike Bibby's catch a moment or two earlier. Has just evaded the grasp of Toby King. And now we're looking at a decisive moment now, decisive minute in the game. certainly brilliant position for the Huddersfield Giants.
Well, they had one chalked off a few minutes ago, but another one here surely puts this game beyond all doubt. King takes it in, 14 points the lead, 17 remaining. The Giants, flat pass, Powell takes it in. Can Warrington find the resolve to defend their own line? Here's Lollahea, the danger man. Ball, was that touched? It's going to go into touch. I think it was touched by a Warrington hand.
It was Connor Wrench, I think, got an outstretched arm to it. So again, fresh set of 6 will go to the Giants. It's just off the pass from Lollahea. It's tipped up by Connor Wrench.
Another scrum here. Sorry, another play of the ball. 10 metres out then. Cudjoe will play it. Giants looking to put this one away. Powell carries.
Move. Foot to line. Hold. Stay slow now, Paul.
Lollahea finds Frawley. Back to Greenwood, a try scorer against Wigan last week. Trundles to within a couple of metres of the line. Stands upright in the tackle. Wants to play it. Wolford waits. Wolford gets it away to Cudjoe. Finds Lollahea. Lollahea to Milne. Milne over the top. Caught, collected. Game, set, and match here for the Huddersfield Giants. Gagai's second. Great offload over the top of the defender. And Gagai does the business for the Giants.
Oh, they've worked it really well. Opened the field up, play one, and then went play for play. Take a look at the work of Leroy Cudjoe here, just working as that middle pass option, and allows Flanagan to get on the outside. This from Cudjoe was brilliant. Freed up Flanagan. It hit the front running Tane Milne. That's a special ball over the top. Clutch play from the centre, and Jacob Gagai just held his depth and held his width, took the catch and finished in the corner. And this will be a famous win for the Huddersfield Giants, the second of the season. You have to go back to round 10 for their sole victory. Hard-fought win against Hull FC. Well, they're going to register another, and this is some scalp. Doesn't really matter what sort of hole Warrington Wolves are in. A victory at Warrington against any Warrington team is significant, and they're on the march. The fans are on the march. They've seen enough.
Tough all time for Burgess and the Warrington Wolves. This is going to be a third successive defeat. And they are struggling big time at the moment. Flanagan looking to keep his 100% record going.
Just having someone like Leroy Cudjoe in the middle of the field who can be a pass option, it allows Tuilola here to go out another channel, and then they're still asking questions right on the edge. You've got Tane Milne as your lead runner with George Flanagan out the back off such a long shift. That's really dangerous because you're sat on your heels as a defender. You've got so little time to make a decision. These boys are coming at you full speed.
Here's the kick then. Here is Flanagan from the sideline, looking to keep his run going. No luck this time, so Flanagan's miss. Well, his kick was okay, but what about this for a kick that really turned the possession round?
Yeah, they were going nowhere, the Huddersfield Giants. Deep into the tackle count, inside their own 20, and that's an absolute monster. I feel a little bit for Toby King. He was millimetres away from putting that position. That's the pass that I'm talking about. Just allowing Lollahea to move a man further over, a channel further over. It causes all kinds of problems for your centre. Short restart.
And they get it back. Williams has it back, and he's streaking away here. They're backing off him. Williams might go the distance, gets it away now to Wrench. Wrench looking back. Warrington looking to score straight from the kick-off. They're going to be a metre short.
Footwork again. Brilliant from Williams, better from Wrench. Full set now.
Here's Sneed, fires it to Stone. Stone wrapped up, 5 metres out from the line. Well, if they got one back here instantly, they're still in it. But they need to get the first one. They've come racing out and got to Williams. He gambled again, Milne, but he gets his man. 3 left in the set. Powell looking short side to Vaughan. Vaughan trying to barrel his way through. He's wrapped up 2 metres out from the line.
6 again.
Set restart again. Vaughan attracting set restarts at the moment. Here's Sneed. Gets it back to Yates. Yates tries to angle his way through. He's tackled. Ball now here to Sneed. Sneed with a step. Gets it in field. Cudjoe makes the tackle. Plenty of time left for Warrington in terms of this set. Ball finds Sneed. Sneed kicks out wide. It's a catch and a try for King. If he's onside, it counts. He was on the money. Referee will check it. But if he's onside, Warrington have a try back. Try on field. It's an onside, offside. As simple as that.
Tackle 2, try on field, check it onside, offside. All players to the left are onside. Clean catch. And the ball is grounded. I made my decision.
Well, sometimes a kick is as good as a pass. That was as good as a pass, and Toby King scores to give Warrington hope if they can kick the goal.
Yeah, they simply have to go up in sixes here, don't they? Try's going to be awarded. Toby King called for that. He made it very clear to Mark Sneed that he wanted the kick over the top. He'd seen his opposite number, Jacob Gagai, just looking in. And Mark Sneed found a shortcut with the boot, didn't he? Now this is where you need every bit of your kicking prowess, because he simply has to convert this, and then they've got to go again and again. Might be some text messages to those Warrington fans that have left the ground saying, listen, you might want to come back here.
Well, this kick would get them back within 2 converted scores. Well, if anyone can, this fella can. Strikes it towards the post, the flags go up, maybe it's not game over just yet, and maybe last week will be looming large in the Huddersfield Giants memory banks.
And this is a short kick-off that put them in position. It was really well tapped back, wasn't it? And then George Williams just made headway. Conor Wrench put him under the sticks, and then Mark Sneed short-circuited the Huddersfield Giants defence straight into the hands of Toby King. And they've got to get 2 converted tries here to reach score parity with the Huddersfield Giants. They've got under 12 minutes to do it.
Huddersfield, 12 points to the good, 12 minutes to go. The baking hot heat of the Halliwell Jones. Can the Giants keep their calm? You wonder, that try, should Huddersfield not win here, that try that was chalked off, I'm sure will be a hot topic for Luke Robinson, but they lead by 12. As Warrington now are just going to roll the dice. Here is Curry. Ball now with Vaughan. He's done well. He's earned a couple of 6 agains. Now an offload as well. He's playing well. Here's Stone, finds Roderick Ty. Ty now has got Thewlis outside him. Might not need him. Goes through Halsall. Still going, Roderick Ty. The Papua New Guinean slicing his way to Thewlis. Thewlis gets it away. It's a bit of a hopeful offload. Vaughan will collect it. No real damage done here. The Giants are going backwards at a rate of knots. Here's Williams. Are we about to see a sensational Warrington comeback? He's tackled over the line. They'll go back to the 10. It's game on here.
Oh, gee, well, I'll tell you, the tails are up now, aren't they, for the home side? Still a couple of tackles in the bank. They're going to come away here, you feel, with a repeat set or a try.
Here's Sneed. No panic now. But they do need something here. Stone is tackled. Last one. Tyres break led to this chance. Powell gets it away to Williams. He's gone without it. Might have gone backwards, but if it has, he's tackled, and that'll be the turnover.
Oh, it's just an inauspicious end to such an exciting, such a promising set for the Warrington Wolves. And the pass wasn't great from Sam Powell, was it? This was the break that put them in position. It was great work from Roderick Ty, wasn't he? Just a real strong fend that don't argue on Sam Halsall. Then the footwork. But for a slip from Josh Thewlis, that could have been a try there and then.
Yeah, it could have been. It just shows, doesn't it, how quickly these games can change. Huddersfield have got to keep playing here. One more score for them and it's job done. But you have to say at the moment it's Warrington who look the more potent. But then the Warrington fans are saying, well, where's this Warrington been for the last hour?
It's almost like they need to get punched in the nose, isn't it, before they spark into life. Well, the Huddersfield Giants are like this. It's a conservative set, but they're going to get to the end of it, and then it'll be a kick. If we look at the rest of this set, from Frawley into a corner, it's been the pattern for most of this game.
Yeah, well, they're 40 out, and this is the fifth and last. Wolford, who's been instrumental for the Giants, will play the ball now, gets it to Lolohea. He sends it high. King gonna have to catch this on his line. He does catch it. He couldn't quite reach back. He tried to get his foot over the line. It was a good effort, but it wasn't enough. And the Warrington Wolves are penned inside their own 10. Good kick there.
He even tried to shuffle his foot backwards a bit as well and point to they tried everything to make the referee give him a 20-metre restart. Wasn't happening.
Well, it shows the presence of mind of him to actually try and do it.
Yeah, just that back foot. Yeah, it's very close.
He'd have worn lesser studs. He might have slipped back a little bit there. Here come the Wolves again. Sneed to Williams. Williams to Ty. Ty gone past Alsor, but got enough of him. Here now goes Stone. Finds Sneed. Sneed with a big expansive pass. Beautiful hands. Wrench almost away. Scrambling last-ditch defence from Huddersfield. I don't want to say it, but they're on their. Oh, there's a bit of a coming together off the ball here. There's a fighting back play. Ball caught by Bibby. I think the referee might stop this, you know.
It's Curry and Gaga, and they've attracted a couple more players as well. These fellas just realised here he's blown time off. I think it was Curry took exception to something that happened after he got that really nice pass away. Tane Milne was the player in on the tackle. And there was certainly some afters there. The Huddersfield Giants, they're just doing enough, aren't they? But it's fingertip
it's
stuff.
Getting a little bit. If Warrington score in the next 5 minutes, anything could happen here. Right, what does Mr. Vella have to say about this one?
Yeah, it's just after this. It's after that tackle. It was brought down, and then I don't think Curry's been allowed to get back to his feet. He takes exception, left-hand side of your screen, and then it's just handbags, isn't it?
George, mate, George. Time's off, boys.
James Vella will have a word with the two captains.
It's pushing and shoving between players. The same message as before. I don't want players taking matters into their own hands, okay? I know it's hot, I know it's heated. Just calm it down for me. Thanks, boys.
He's got quite a nice manner, hasn't he, James Vella? He's quite calm, isn't he? In the heat of battle, he just says, gets on with it.
He's saying calm in the heat of battle. He's not getting smacked around the field for 80 minutes, is he?
No, he's not, in fairness.
You can forgive the players for getting a little bit hot under the collar. There's a lot at stake here for both sides. A real opportunity for the Huddersfield Giants, and the Warrington Wolves trying to salvage a really poor season.
Yeah, and improbable. Don't forget, Canlan's leader come tonight, 5:25, and tomorrow Salford Hull will be live on Sky Sports Plus at 2:55. Sky Sports, the only place you can see every men's Super League game live. And now a knock on. The door, John Wells, is ajar. Can Warrington knock it off its hinges?
Curry smiling, giving him a bit of a shove. Zach Wolford's protesting, said he's need him, sir. It's not. It was just a little nudge to remind him that he saw very clearly that he knocked on. Look at the arms wrapped around Tane Milne from Ben Curry. Yeah. And he just kicked the ball away and give him a little nudge as well to let him know he saw the mistake.
Well, if they score here, it could be the most improbable of comebacks. Can Warrington take it all the way to the final hooter? Oh, the Roderick Towers. A bit of joy, hasn't he, in the latter part of this game? Full set then, 40 metres out. Warrington seemingly out of it at 24-6. Sneed's conversion of King's try has given them a lifeline. Philbin on a landmark day for him. 200 Super League appearances wrapped up. All going to that left-hand side. Here's Sneed. Sneed into the line, gets it away to King. Offloads it back to Sneed. Finds Vaughan. Hot potato stuff from the Wolves. Vaughan trying to get through Cudjoe. Easier said than done. Tackle made, 10 out. 2 left in the set. Not only do they need a try, they need a conversion as well. Here's Sneed. Dummies. Comes back to Philbin. Cudjoe's there again. Last one. Is this their chance? Here's Williams out the back, ball wide, Thewlis for the corner! Has he got it down? He thinks he has. He thinks he's got it down in the corner, and it's a try on field.
I don't know whether he's maintained possession here to the ground. Crucial moment in the game.
Tackle 5, try on field, checking touch and grounding. His feet lead from the field. His feet are in the air. Here in the air. The fingers remain on the ball all the way to the ground. I've made my decision.
What a try! What a try it is! The ball over the top. And it's Jake Thewlis on the end of it. And Mark Sneed now has got a huge kick. A huge kick for the Warrington Wolves. Try given. They're back with an 8 and a kick to come.
I'll tell you what, because I didn't think he grounded that. That was an impossible angle with no time. He's done so well. Trace this back to the error at the end of the set from Tane Mill. Scrum midfield. Out to Roderick Ty, who made headway. And then what about this? It is Thewlis to Thewlis. And that's a fantastic finish in the corner. What a fantastic finish that is. And is there anybody else you would want in the clutch moments than this man attempting to turn 4 into 6? 100% from the boot this afternoon. It's the correct side for him. Sorry,
Flanagan missed one from the sideline that could ultimately be costly. If Sneed kicks this, it's a 6-point game with 4 minutes left. Remember, 24-6 Huddersfield led. This to keep the game right in the balance. Sneed sends it on the way. No, he's missed it. He has missed it. Well, it's not done yet, but that will just put a little bit more energy in the Huddersfield oxygen tank.
What a massive moment. Huge moment. Look at this. Thewlis, the two brothers combining. Try, Jake, assist, Josh. What a finish. And such a shame for the neutrals and all the home fans in here, certainly, that Mark Sneed couldn't convert. We've got the potential for a grandstand finish, but 8 points just feels massive at this moment in time.
Stay on! Flanagan. Everyone stay on side.
What a finish that was.
It was brilliant. Look, you don't want to play it down. It's becoming the norm, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's becoming the norm.
There are so many. We saw Tom Johnstone last night against the Wigan Warriors.
It is the greatest thing they did, taking the corner flag out of the play. It's just led to so many brilliant tries. Well, Warrington are going for broke here. They were 24-6 down. The Robinson side will feel they were chalked off a genuine try that maybe would have had them further in front. But the response, King and Thewlis with 2 tries. Are they going 40-20? No, they're going to run it. They're going to gamble. They're going to back their skill. They're going to get it to Roderick Ty. Ty runs at Halsall, and Halsall again makes his tackle. He might have had to concede a few metres, Halsall, but he's generally got his man. Last one. This is it now. The gamble on. Is English going to dive on it? He tried to. Sneed gets away. Sneed's got bodies outside him. Curry out wide. Here's Wrench. Wrench looking for a pass. Ball on the ground. Play on. Sneed's kicking across the field for Thewlis. Bibby's going to get there, and Bibby catches it. And that might just be Huddersfield Giants' second win of the season. A bit more on the kick, and Thewlis was unmarked on the sideline.
What a monster play from Jake Bibby, though. Because he's had to come in field. As that back three pendulum works, goes a short side, he tucks in as a winger. He's had to get on his bike and cover 20 metres to catch. what was a really dangerous looking crossfield kick. Still a bit scratchy from the Warrington Wolves.
Then if Luke Robinson's thought, we just saw him there on the side. There he is. He's living every minute. After last week especially. And they're going to have to kick from well inside their own half, but time is the enemy of Warrington now. And there's Wolford, who lumps it downfield. Thewlis will collect on the full.
Take the meters first. That's the first job, and he's done that well. Then over the 40 towards the 50. They've got to score this set. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, they do. One more set for the Giants to survive, and they are surviving at the moment. Ball forward. Tackle made on halfway. Powell. Oh, no pass, and pounced upon, but he's knocked it on. Rushton's knocked it on. If he catches that ball, well, they've got a challenge left, and they may as well use it here, because if he collects this, it's game over. So the challenge here, did he collect it cleanly?
Tackle 2, captain's challenge, Huddersfield challenging the ruling of a knock-on on the floor. It's something from the opposite side on this. Ball bounces up, Harry Rushton touches the ball in his hand, and the ball then touches the ground after it. The challenge by Huddersfield is unsuccessful.
Well, it was a chance.
To knock on.
They had to take it. If it had come out that he caught it, it was game over. It's not yet game over, but they need to score probably in the next 2 or 3 tackles here. Warrington couldn't make it a trifecta of successful captain's challenges.
Stay in, get in!
Here we go. Or maybe we don't. Take 2.
Half's on this side. Yeah.
Well, they've almost got a short circuit this next set in possession. It wouldn't surprise me to see an early kick here, because they've just got no time.
Stay in, George! Stay in! Out!
Well, there it is. You've called for it. Flanagan's after it. Wrench is after it. Flanagan needs to get there first. Oh, he nearly made a mess of it. He nearly made a mess of it. Wow. Flanagan's heart was in his mouth there. Well, you called it. They delivered. That was a pinpoint kick. But Flanagan just alert to the danger.
I see him breaking off the back of the scrum. That's why they put fullbacks in defensive scrums at loose forward, so they can get out and get back.
10 seconds.
And they got the right man chasing it as well. Connor Wrench is rapid, but George Flanagan had it covered, and it immediately buys them 30 seconds if they want it.
High restart. We're into the final minute. Well, it's ended up being an absolute cracker. It looks like a Giants' second win of the season. A hard-fought second win of the season for Warrington. Well, the last 20 minutes they've been on top, but for the previous hour they were outgunned, and Williams has gone without. It's gone backwards. Here's Josh Thewlis. Worked hard, 30 off the line.
Stand now.
Powell in at dummy half, and realisation setting in that unless Huddersfield do something really silly, they're going to win this match. Philbin wants a quick play of the ball, gets it now. Ball works its way to Sneed. Sneed's going to put the kick in behind. It looks too deep. It is too deep. And Huddersfield arms in the air. They are going to win for just the second time. It's handshakes all round. Denied late on last week. The Giants have held their nerve this week. They've withstood an onslaught late on, but Sneed couldn't find the kick, and the Giants are going to win, and a hard-fought, well-earned win it is.
Absolutely. I don't care what sort of state Warrington Wolves are in, to come to the Halliwell Jones with the season the Huddersfield Giants have been having and claim a win like this. It's just, is this a springboard now, a turning point in the Giants season?
Well, there it is. Few boos around the Halliwell Jones. It's another defeat for them. Their poor run of form continues, but for Flanagan and the Giants, this is a big step forward for them. Connie Milne got his first try for the Huddersfield Giants, and those fans that are here will celebrate a win. Warrington 16, Huddersfield 24.